I'm Anthony Troxel from Audio Too Easy, and we're going to give you a short breakdown of how our project works, and then we're going to go ahead and give you a demonstration of it actually in action. So I took care of the main GUI, and so the main GUI has four sub-functions. The first function is the playback area. Within the playback area, we have the option to play, stop, pause, and resume. And as you can see, play dictates the rest of the functionality for playback. The next subsection for the main GUI is edit and sampling. So our playback section won't actually work until we load anything. So first we'll have to load. Once we've loaded, we can enter in some effects to test. So test allows us to temporarily change the file so that the effects will be in place and we can hear it before we actually save a sample. Once we're happy with our sample, we can record the sample. And once we've recorded, we can go ahead and select one of the sample buttons that we set it to, and then we can play with that section of sample from there. Third section for the main GUI is of course effects, which the test button and record button depend on. And then the final section is volume and frequency, which plays on the effects and also plays on the playback controls, and you'll see that when we actually work on the actual sample.
Hi, I'm Ben with Project Audio Too Easy, and my part was mostly the synth GUI. And so in the interface, you have a keyboard that you can play on after you specify how long you want a note to go for and at what volume. You have one full octave range, so you can pick C through C+8, whatever note that is. And then once you want to record something, you can hit the record button and then play any pattern of notes you want, stop the recording and save the file, and then listen to it in the main GUI and edit it there.
Alright, so here's our actual GUI, the main GUI. I've already loaded up some items for us to see how this will function, but we'll have a switch of a file so you can see the audio is actually switching. We can go back to Hootie so we can get the full functionality. We have playback will work with our volume that we have set. We can reduce the volume and it should give us an immediate effect. We can also switch between mono and stereo. A little less apparent, but we can still hear it. And then we can also play around with the effects. Turn the volume back up so we can hear it. We can reverse our sample, and then we can play it. Pretty wild. We can delay the sample. Let's change this delay to 1 second. Two Hooties. We can speed up our sample. Let's not go too fast. And we can play that. Chipmunks. We can go with no vocals. Pretty close. We can employ some high pass and low pass filters to get certain frequencies through. And we can also do them individually if we want. So that's how all those work, and we can put them all together if we want to. It's pretty wild. And then if we like our sample that we have, we can select a sample from the list. Let's go with 9, and we can actually record the sample. So now our file that's in here is actually still the original one. So if I were to adjust anything, like say the time that I want to play, it will go back to the original file and it'll play Hootie. But if I click on sample 9, then the file that we have now loaded in is no longer the original Hootie file. It is our reverse delayed, sped up, no vocal, low pass, high pass Hootie. And there it is. So that's pretty much it for the main GUI as far as functionality. But we do have the synthesizer to show. Before we go, we actually forgot to touch back on playback controls. We have start functionality, stop functionality, but then we also have a pause.
Just load up a new sample.
And then we can load up a new sample and do it on there too. We can get the full length. We can change where it starts. We can change where it stops. And we can also pause and resume these. And there you go. Go ahead.
Okay, so here we have the synthesizer, and when you first open it up, you can select a note length in seconds and adjust the volume that the note will play at. So I can play a C, it's pretty quiet. And there's a pretty loud D. And I can change the length of the note. Let's go to half a second. And I can go something like 2 seconds. And so it changes the length that it plays at. We have a few different waveforms here. So we've also got square waves, whoa, which sound quite a bit different than sine and triangle waves. So we have the 3 waveforms with the volume adjust and time set. And so say we decide we want to record a sample, we would just hit record, and now whatever I play will be recorded. Let's play Kind of a Terrible Song, and one more waveform. So nobody wants to listen to that, but now if I hit save recording, come over here, I can open it up, and we can listen to it. So not a great song, but I'm sure you could do better. So that's the synthesizer GUI, and it works.